Welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Niklaus and we are continuing here from basically where we left off. This is basically the thumbnail of the previous video. We are working on a 1 terawatt Dyson Sphere and we built all the ingredients, but we haven't started launching. So what I've done between sessions is that I have somewhere in my galaxy, somewhere, I had a farm, the Darkfog farm we had over here on this planet. Was it this planet? I don't know. Either way, it's empty now. I have deleted it in order to free up more frames. It did not work. I did not get any more frames out of it. I'm really surprised that you could have like a farm with 30 planetary bases just attacking constantly, and it didn't actually impact our frames when I deleted it. That is both good and bad news. The bad news is I didn't get any frames freed up. The good news is that it is incredibly effective at managing things that take away that you're not looking at. So that's awesome. So what do we have here? It's a bald spot on the planet, and this is what we're going to do today. We are going to build launchers on all 6 of our planets there. And then we're going to get started on actually launching things. So we'll see how it works. And then we might just figure out if you want to scale some things up, if we want to make it even better. So with that, let's start. We have the blueprint already designed. It's under here, the Dyson Sphere Blueprint Builder. It's the fast DS builder, because the fast DS builder, the difference between that and the normal one is that we spray coat everything. Here nothing is spray coated, here everything is spray coated. That means that we are launching at twice as fast. And we will be pasting that. Oh, I probably need to select it. Here we go. Come on. How is that not selected? There we go. And I should probably have found a location, a meridian first. Let's find one of those good old meridians. That is here. There we go. It doesn't matter which one it is, but we place it here. So now, while building it, let's explain a little bit of some of the important parts of this. If we look here, it's extremely important that I have not inserted any Dyson Sphere shell, because if so, they will start launching, and I want to build all of it at once. On top of that, I have built all the launching locations here. That means this one will get in here when I allow it to be exported. And currently, as you can see here, it is not allowed to come in, and I will be enabling the export. Let's have a look. That will be basically here, and I have marked all these as not export, and I have set, or I'm going to set this one to, whoops, there, 20 light years. I think 20 light years. Let's have a look, because I know that I have another place in the galaxy that also produces solar cells, and I don't want any of those solar cells to accidentally come in here. That means I will need to set this up at a limit of the transport vessels so they don't go everywhere. And if I just look at the distance from other locations, and if I then look at our build and for solar cells, that is in our home system, so that's the Vicious system there. That is 18 light years away. Okay, so 20 is literally not the best part. So it'll go like 15. It doesn't have to be much. It just has to be enough that it cannot reach. So this means it will not be brought in here. No, actually, I've also... right. This actually doesn't matter. Because I've set it up on the other ones that are exporting. I've set up so that they can't export to this location. Because otherwise, this one couldn't pull it in with this one, but it doesn't have any. But it also just, oh man, I hate that I built it this big. Oh well, there'll be like years and years of content here of green lenses. Doesn't matter, we have enough. All right, so let's continue to build this. We are requesting all of the small carrier rockets in. Interesting how this one is not coming in. We'll just take some of those from here. There you go. See? No problem. And I'll cap it at that. So that is working. Right, so this here is launching at 5 rockets per second. So if we build this on all 6 planets, then we'll have 30 rockets per second, which is what we designed for. And the bigger issue is honestly the fact that these ones, if they were all shooting, which they obviously are not, but if they were all shooting, then we would have 600 per second. And the problem is we can't make them all shoot. It doesn't matter in the beginning because there won't be any structure points available to absorb all of these. But later on, when we have all the structure points, or majority of the structure points built, then we will need to have a lot more launches of everything. But we need to get the ball rolling and get something going here, and then we'll check some bottlenecks, and then we'll get to upgrading. All right, we're almost done with all the launch build, and from once we build one, you know the deal with building the other ones, so we'll skip the build of the other 5 of them because, well, that's gonna be pretty much the same thing. But either we got everything here, and that one goes out, and that one goes out, and that one goes out. Great. And you can see they're going in here, so they will start trying to absorb from a non-existent solar sail here. Right, that is getting built, and on the other side we are also seeing that go out here and into all these. They're just pushing them all the way around. Great. Alright, so we have this one built. I'm going to be replicating this on the other 6 planets, and then we'll be ready to actually start launching. Everything has been built now, and it's time for us to activate. How do we activate it? Well, all we need to do is actually just set these to both local and global remote storage, and then they will automatically fly out to all the locations. We're just going to start by looking at this. We have these 3 rows here, or 3 orbitals, and if I think I'm going to do like this. I wish there was a faster way of doing this. And there, these can only transport 12 AU, so they will not be sending up to any other star systems than this existing one that's also set up. And oh, right, crazy, that's funny. I was like, why is it not going anywhere? But it is now. It is that one, and these will go out and out as well here. And well, you kind of get the idea. We'll set all these up first to remote view, because then they'll be exported to the other planets. You can see that they are going to get busy. And there are a number of these over here. Once they are done, then we'll be setting up the local one, because the local one will be feeding the one on this planet, because that can't go in on the remote. So, and there. Now that should be all of them. I have a feeling that one of them is missing. No. And then we can go the local, which should immediately see that some things are being brought out. And that will be starting to show some shooting. Did we get this one? Yes. And here, and once that's done, we see the first shots are being fired. And then we want to go out into orbit and just have a look at the beauty of all the stuff that's being sent out from all the other planets. This one will be obviously be the first one, but I sent the other ones off immediately, or as fast as possible, so they would be somewhat equal in speed of launching. There. Alright, and then I go out. Everything is done. I will go out into orbit, and I am pretty far away. Yeah. I think also the good idea would be taking that one out, so that we don't have all these other things disturbing us. Now, let's see. If we look at this location, well, that doesn't really reveal anything, does it? No, not really. Not yet. But we do get to see this, and if we look at our part here, we are somewhat out. You look at these yellow ones. I think they're actually the ones that... let's go to you. Out here. Oh yeah, by the way, new updates, so new sound, and I've immediately turned off all the annoying announcements about entering warp, leaving warp, entering warp, leaving warp, fly mode activated, and a Darkfog base has been destroyed. Alright, so now we start seeing this massive infrastructure. We can see that this planet over here has just started launching the solar sails, and they haven't even reached orbit yet around the sun. So this is absolutely glorious. The star system we're at hasn't started launching yet, but all of these, well, not all of them, but some of these coming in are definitely related to the shooting of rocket of sails here. Let's have a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's the endpoints. Ha! That is a launcher, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a launcher, and then 5. Oh, there we go. Now that more is coming in as well. And kind of feel like we're missing one. 1, 2, 3 with the one behind us. 4, 5. Which one is not launching? That one is launching, that one's launching. You are launching as well. You're just only launching to one location. That's why it got hidden by this. Okay, so all 6 of them are launching now, and they will gradually form up these clouds here. 1, 2, 3 of these, and here's another one. And well, anyway, it's gonna be these 3 spheres. We're just gonna leave it a little bit, and then see once the spheres have been activated. A little bit more time has passed, and we've now formed the first faint outline here all the way around, and we're at 10 gigawatt increasing. It needs to get to 20 gigawatt for everything to be satisfied. That's not going to be a problem. That's like I don't know, not even half an hour of this. Looks absolutely gorgeous already, and it's going to go even more crazy. We have our Mingsley planet here behind us, and I want to actually fly here and monitor it as I build down the blueprint. So now it's time for us to build the blueprint, and I want to extend a big thanks to Mr. Mephistopheles, who has designed and redesigned the blueprint so that it's really exactly what I want from a blueprint. Of course, it's going to be. I'm a YouTuber, right? A little bit at least. Then, so you know, you got to be a little bit self-centered. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Be a little bit self-centered. So what I'm going to do is, we have built a layer here. It's the maximum layer, and all I need to do is now paste on the selected layer. As soon as I do that, all the launchers on all the planets will activate, because finally there's something to do. Are you ready? Here we go. There we go. And it of course says, you know, TV. There we go. It'll take a little bit of time to make. It needs about 900,000 structure points and about 32 million cell points. So it is a lot, and it's a full sphere, and there's like some fancy stuff out here, so sort of make it really nice. It looks nice. It looks really nice. So with that, we are going to be... Oh, I was at the wrong pole. You can also see that my frames have decided that they don't like me anymore. What you can see now is now rings of beautiful glory. It will get better. The frames will get better. Somehow it'll get better. It hasn't been this bad, but it's bad now. And you can see that these launch 5 every second, or basically a full complement here every 6 seconds. Every 6 seconds it launches a smoke ring of rockets, and now we just can follow these smoke rings in, and it's not just from our planet, it's from every single planet. You can see the smoke rings here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coming in, and we're going to be flying closer. Damn, my frames are bad. I don't even know why they're so bad. They usually not, when I'm streaming, it's not this bad. Anyway, we're going to be leaving it for a little bit to see that it's actually coming in, and then give me a chance to sort of figure out why things might be performing a little bit worse than it did when I did testing on stream. At this zoom range, we can barely see everything. We can see all the planets launching, and you see the blue lines. They are of course launchers being super active at all the different locations, and then all the little dots are rockets flying towards our glorious future sphere. And I guess we can just fly closer and see. Can I launch? I can warp doing that without having a UI. So we're gonna go closer and take a look at one of those points being built in real time as we get a little bit closer to the sphere. And it looks great, it looks great, it looks great, and I think it's time to go out. Good. Where do we have a... Oh, look at that. That's actually probably the most important one, but I don't think it's actually building anymore. So basically what we want to see is we want to see stuff like that. We're here, where we see a lot of rockets coming towards one point, and there. There we go. That's a point. That is a point. There you go. So this is getting built, and it will start attracting some of the solar sails. You can see all the little orange lines out here. They are orange dots here. Those orange dots are just the solar sails that are moving from the pink swarm into the actual moving from the pink swarm and into these locations. So right now this is still being built, and even while it's being built, it can still get more. I think I actually wanted to watch it from the inside, because the inside has, well, obviously more light on it. That's kind of the point of a Dyson Sphere, that it has light coming on the inside. And then we built this massive superstructure. We have no clue where on the actual superstructure this particular thing is located, but we can also see that it is slowly getting in. What I want to see is I want to find something like this one, for example, that is actually already absorbing. And the issue we will have with the construction of this, that was quick, is that the absorption will be slow, I guess. Like each node can only have 120 inbound for absorption. Where the hell was that point I wanted to look at? Oh, here's maybe something. Well, all of these points are just fine, aren't they? Look at that. There's a new point being built here. If I can just launch there quickly. Well, quickly, yes, that's not a problem. And out. Oh, perfect. This is being built. So not absorb. Oh, it's already absorbing. Look at that. We have some solar sails that has broken free. I love that every single solar sail is an entity in itself that is represented and modeled and has a trajectory and all that stuff. It's a little crazy that it's like that, but and also probably contributing to why the game is not sort of as smooth as we would like to have it right now. I would like to see like one of those panels pop up here with the webbing in between, but let's just hold it in this space until that happens, or find somewhere that actually has some webbing being made. Let me just find a good location. Maybe that location up here is good. We have now arrived at the top of the Dyson Sphere, or bottom of the Dyson Sphere, depending on your perception. This is technically the north from the solar plane. I guess I can't even tell that. Well, doesn't matter. It's the top of the Dyson Sphere. And here we're now sort of just flying really ever so slightly closer. We're still getting rockets in to extend these arms out to all sides. But we are also seeing in... we're hoping to see that there'll be a little bit of webbing here coming in between the legs of the Dyson Sphere, or the arms, or whatever. Then we should be seeing something in here soon. Because if I go here and then go all the way up, I think I'm on this one, right? Whoops, this one. I think this is the one I'm looking at, and that will be. It'll get halfway to that point from here, and if I click this node, or 159, then we can see that it is attaching 120. It has constructed 249, which isn't a lot. It's like 1 every 2 seconds plus whatever the slowdown is. So it constructs 1 every 2 seconds, but I don't know how those shells actually how many it needs to be constructing, because this is actually individual solar sails that are being constructed at this node. And at some point it'll have enough solar cells at a solar cell point to actually construct one of these, like a little webbing here around between these parts. But it hasn't happened yet. It looks like a beautiful sakura flower. Basically, it's sakura flowers. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. But anyway, I think that the best thing we can do is just let a little time pass and then come back and evaluate how things are progressing at this point. We have just unlocked this one here. Unfortunately, it didn't pop up. It popped up before, but I checked the save game and we just cleared 1 terawatt of power from all the Dyson spheres in the system. And as here we are getting closer to our own one. It looks glorious, isn't it? And you can start seeing some more patterns as it just slowly progresses. We can see colors starting to appear, some yellow, some purple. And then, of course, some black color that we won't be able to see. And then some other colors that you can also see some white up here. And then, of course, all these pale blue ones are the ones that are sort of seeing on the inside. So at this point, we are just making progress. Let's have a look at the stats here. 183 gigawatts of power. And it's just a swarm of rockets coming in. But it's not enough. We can also see that right here in the beginning, these are the first solar cells we launched. They are sort of timing out, but as we progress, then our absorption rate is starting to catch up. We are absorption rate here, attaching rate here is 23,000, simultaneously trying to sort of attach, but there's still a very long way. We are about 1% of the way towards it, and yeah, 32 million, and we are at 320,000. Yeah, so that's about 1% of the way here. So we need to do something to speed this up. The structure points seem okay, but we do definitely need to add more cell points. Currently, you can say that we can't launch or we can't attach them faster because all the points that are built are already attaching. But you can also see like points like this, it's not even built yet. So it's not like nothing has been built. There's a little bit constructed, but there's nothing attaching to it. So we definitely need to get more stuff in here, and that's going to be the next little challenge that we'll undertake. So on this overview of this planet, we have all the planets allocated to having some particular production goal, except Mach de Jonge is not assigned to anything. So we'll use this as an example to set up, this is a lava planet, so we'll be going here and trying to set up some oh, no warpers, nice. We always have more warpers, there we go. We're going to try to set up some extra launchers, both for rockets and for solar sails. Let's do that. So we've landed on this planet here, and what I've done is I have prepared some space for us, because I want to add more launching than what we currently have. And I don't want to be using the middle, because the middle is, well, the most valuable space, both for construction and also for mining, and particularly here on this lava planet. So I was thinking, okay, what is the least valuable space that is actually around the poles here? And then we can use this space here. We could also use the next space, and likewise here we could use this space, but let's try and do this because that's symmetric with what we already have on the other side. So if I go in and take my fast Dyson Sphere launcher, we can actually look at it. If we look at this, you can see that there are 3 lines out on the outer, in the outer sort of a sector, and then there's a row of ray receivers, and then inside we have more launchers, but that's colliding with our hub. So what if we could rebuild pretty much exactly what we have on the outer lanes, so the ray receivers and the 3 additional lanes of solar launchers? That would be pretty cool. Now I could build it in 2 different ways. I could build it once where I take these things out, or I can leave it in, and I actually, even though it's going to be taking some space and time and I have to move around it, then I want to prefer to have this for 2 reasons. These will help building. The second one is, and I think most importantly, is that if I make a blueprint, then I want it to be able to stamp down that blueprint. So let me do some work, and then let's see if we can find a blueprint that will match our expectations here. Let's have a look in the Dyson Sphere Builder area. Here we have an extra one. There we go. South Pole, North Pole. Extra solar launchers, North Pole. Someone has already prepared some things for us. And this is now building on tab and tab. No? Tab. Funny. Okay, so I will be placing it right here. Please work. Do I have everything? I have everything. Come on, work. It didn't work. Damn it. Ah, that one. Yeah, I kind of wanted that one because otherwise I don't have power. I disconnect the power between the network and that. But I need you to go. There we go. That was an essential little thing. So now there's a disconnected network. All of the top here is not connected to all the rest, but it will be soon enough. All right. One more time. Let's build. There and there we go. Stamp it down. Yay, it works. And we should now see that not only are we building things, but also if we look at the other locations, these will also start working. And we now have extra launchers up here. We will be starting to request them inbound, also request some graviton lenses. We can do, at least for the graviton lenses, I could do a little bit of this just to make sure that that flows out fast. The other important thing, we need to make absolutely sure that we have a lot of this airbound, because I wanted this to be proliferated. It is proliferated now, and all this is proliferated. So when we get the first solar sails inbound, then we got it. And I'm going to be flying around and building this, and then we'll wait for the first solar sails to come in. Here we go. We can get the solar sails inbound. They are coming in. 5 little rockets coming in, or vessels coming in, and we should see them spread out. Come on, just work. They're launching and they are coming out. They are fast belts, but they don't seem particularly fast when you're running at 1/3 of the speed. And they are immediately start shooting. Great, so we can see that it works all the way around, and then over in this point when it's a little bit blocked off. And there we go. So what we now have is we have added extra launchers. We can do this on all planets if we feel like it, but you know, this is solar sail launchers. We're gonna need more of those, but we also would like to have some extra rocket launchers. So let's find a good place to build some extra rocket launchers, because this planet does have some space. There's some good space, right? We get some good space here. Let's see. Or maybe even here is a good location. Yes, that's a good location. Take this area, block that area out, and then it's going to be for our launching. And what do we need for launching? Well, we need a lot of these. So let's pave a little area and then see what we can come up with. So here we are. We have found a nice location. I have paved the world and around this location so that we can see it. I have also removed the solar panels here, because I don't want this build to be powered just yet, because I actually want to build the whole thing, fill it up with rockets, and then power it, because at that point then everything will launch at the same time, and I kind of like that. So what are we going to do? We're going to be start by making something at half speed or half pace, half the size, and that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be the middle here. And basically what I want to do is I want to set up something like, where is it? It's this one. So we want to figure out how close we can make this. And I've been experimenting a little bit, and what it looks like is that I can do this. And then if you look at this, they are, well, let's call it spooning. So they are spooning there. And on this side as well. Just right there. You could also say that it's like it's not a human centipede, it's a rocket silo centipede. Let's just say they're spooning, right? But if we look at this, and we can see that there's a little bit of distance here, and there's a little bit of distance here, so that if we had the solar sails still up and running, they would still be able to place here, and there would be a little bit of room in between. It also means that if we want to set power poles on this, that could be built right on that limit here, which kind of, oops, it's really hard to build there. And that actually kind of indicates that it's a little bit off. So I think I'll do one off here, and then I'll take this one. There. Because it didn't look exactly correct. It looked like it looked like it was one tile off. And if I do it this way, then I want here and here. That's kind of, it's overlapping a little bit with this one, and it's overlapping a little bit with that one. There and here. So now we see the distance on this side. If we build this, there is exactly a room for a line here. Not that we want it, but there is room for it. And on the other side, if we build it again, and that one, and we'd also have room for a line here if we wanted that. So that is now the middle. Now that's the easy part, right? It's I'm going to be building a lot of these, and I don't need to build 2 of these. It's just, you know, consistency and all. See, when you have bad latency or struggle with the FPS, then it will be it's harder to place things correctly, because you kind of click where you want it, and then you move the mouse, and then by the time it registers, you've already moved the mouse, and then it's actually a different location that it gets placed there. So you gotta hold it a little bit still. All right, well that's great. Let's do more of that, like this. So what if I just rotate it and see how close I can build it? I can build it like this. Their hitboxes are very different from their actual dimensions, and that would mean that now I could lead this in, and they're also really difficult to fly between. They're just weird in all ways. There, and here, and here, and here. All right. Oh, oh. Did that not? No, that did work. Cool. All right. So that is definitely something. And then let's have a look if we... I don't know how we want to build this or how we even build it, but if I build here and that one here and like, trying to get a sense of how many we can make here, and one more there, and yeah, you start seeing an issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There can definitely be 8 here. So let's do this pattern and build it for 8. Set some inbound, some proliferation, and get that going. It is now built, and it looks absolutely glorious. Look at that. This is 2 city blocks, if you dare calling it that, like that. And we have 1 launcher inbound. It's getting all this stuff. I have a proliferation here. I get the warpers coming in so they can warp in and out. And we have this grid here. So this is 96 launchers in this compact space. So 96 launchers will give us 16 rockets per second. And I know what you're already typing it out. Like, okay, now double it. Why do you think I built this space here? So we're going to double it, of course. But this blueprint is pretty much, well, it is done. I've just marked this part here because it is excruciatingly difficult to place it correctly, and it sucks when you misplace it. I also have to make sure that I don't have any connections. You can see all these are blinking red because I want the rockets to come in and filter out on the belt, so that when I enable it, all the grabbers start grabbing immediately, and then, yeah, sure, it'll take a little bit of time to get down there, but not much. So you go in here, Dyson Sphere Builder. Remember, these blueprints will be available to everyone, not just patrons, but you can get the full save game with if you are a patron supporter of the channel. And there, I'll use this for alignment, and there, that should be aligned perfectly. Oh, this is a great way of doing the alignment here. We'll just pave it over and go up here and pave that over as well, because I tried it here. It was a really clever way of making sure. All right, so now we need to build this, and I also need to make sure that we go here. Oh, I do not have any vessels, any more vessels. Oh, that sucks. Let's get those requested in here. So it is now built and it's ready. It is absolutely disgusting amount here we have here, and it's now time for us to hook this up and just see everything come into fruition. The challenge with this is, of course, how do we make this the most awesome shot? I don't know. I think that if we do this, then it'll definitely be connected. So we'll do this here, and then I'll be doing this, and we'll be flying up here, and everything launches at once. All right, let's have a look as everything is activating at pretty much the same time. So let me just ask a question. Do you see any more awesome builds on YouTube for anyone playing Dyson Sphere? Because I think this is pretty fucking amazing. So thank you very much for joining. I hope you are enjoying this series as it progresses to the stupendously late game where, well, the frames are our biggest enemy. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, if you want the full save game, that is available to patron supporters. If you want to just join the live streams, then I am streaming once a week now, and also doing a lot of work in between, and trying to release a video once in a while. I'd like to sort of, oh, why did they desynchronize suddenly? Well, whatever, they desynchronized. It is what it is. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.